That being said, we are going to start by drawing a perfect square. Each side is 4 centimeters, but you can draw it in any size you want to. Just make sure to use a suitable paper size. So first, we are going to start by drawing the shape of his face. Then we are going to draw his massive forehead by indicating the hairline. Looks like the letter M. We'll move on to draw the wrinkles between the eyes. And we'll draw the eyebrow just like that, all the way parallel to the sideburn. As you can see, it gets thicker towards the edge. And I'm gonna add some random lines right there. Now to create the eye, just use 3 lines and make sure to draw the bottom line with an arc. I'm gonna indicate his bump above the eyebrow and then simply add the pupil and the iris. And to finish up, we'll just add the cheek marks. And we'll do the same process for the left side. If you want, I'll recommend you to use a ruler so you can keep the right proportions of the eyes. Next, I'm gonna indicate the dents on his forehead. And we'll add some veins, just like that. Awesome. Now to draw the nose, follow these steps. As you can see, it kinda looks like the shape of a rhombus. Next, we'll draw the mouth really close to the nose with a very tiny gap, and we'll indicate his bottom lip. Awesome. Now we can draw the ears, so you can follow these steps, and again, if you want, you can use a ruler to keep the right proportion of the ears. Next, I'm gonna add the details. And of course, I'm gonna do the same process for the left side. Important note, it doesn't have to look exactly the same as long as it looks proportionate. Awesome. Once we are done with that, we can focus on the hair, but first I'm gonna start by drawing the neck just by using 2 curves. Then I'll draw 4 spikes of hair on each side. Next, we'll use this guideline to help us keep the right proportions, and all we have to do now is add the rest of the spikes. As you can tell, in this form, his spikes go a bit higher and looks a bit more pointy. Once we are done with that, I'm gonna add a lot of random lines, but make sure to draw them with the direction of the spike. Awesome. So once we are done with that, we can focus on the torso. Okay, so in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super 126, Vegeta lost his clothes, he lost his armor, so I'm gonna draw him in that state. I'm gonna start by drawing his massive traps. Then I'm gonna add his neck muscles. We'll continue by drawing 2 arcs to create his upper chest. and then draw his lower chest. Next, I'm gonna draw 2 circles to indicate the shoulders. I'm gonna refine the chest by adding the nipples and some lines to make it look 3D. Next, I'm gonna use these 2 guidelines to create the shape of the arm. Now I'm gonna refine it by adding the bicep, the tricep. I'm gonna indicate the shoulder muscles, and we'll do the same for the left side. Awesome. Next, I'm gonna draw his back muscles and add some abs. Awesome. So now I'm gonna refine it by adding some veins right next to the biceps. And I almost forgot about the trachea, so go ahead and add that. And we'll add some bruises simply by drawing random lines side to side. Awesome, so we are pretty much done with the sketching. So now I'm gonna use my inking pens. I'm gonna start with 0.1 and I'll use that for the torso, for the upper body. For the hair, I'm gonna use 0.05, that's a bit thinner. And for the face, meaning the eyes, the nose, the lips, I'm gonna use 0.03. A thinner line helps me with the tiny details. Now, if you're having some difficulties with the inking pen, what I'll recommend is to take a paper, draw a lot of random lines, scramble lines, and then just take the ink pen, try to go all over them, practice, practice, practice. Once you do that, you'll gain more confidence, you'll be more precise, and then when you get to the actual drawing, your hand won't be so shaky, because you got used to it. Okay, and once we are done with that, I'm gonna take the notorious charcoal eraser and I'm gonna clean out of this paper. And by cleaning, I mean I'm gonna remove all the lead. The reason I'm using the charcoal eraser is because it cleans very well and it doesn't ruin the page. Now, if you are left with some stubborn lines, you can use the exquisite eraser stick. So I'm just gonna use the tip. That way I can be more precise. Okay, so once it's clean, we can now use the Copic markers. So for those who don't know, Copic markers are alcohol-based markers, which means they can blend very well. If you'll check your top left of the screen, you can see the exact number of Copic I'll be using. Okay, I did that job for you, you don't have to pick. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the skin tones, and as you can tell, I'm coloring in the direction of the shape. I'm gonna leave some tiny blank areas just to create a nice glow. Then we'll use the second tone for the shaded areas. Next, I'm gonna blend the colors using the brighter tone again. And finally, I'm gonna add a darker shade for those deepest areas that get more shade. Okay, and I'll do the same for the tricep and the bicep. Awesome. So once we are done with that, we can focus on the chest. Again, I'm gonna color from side to side in the direction of the shape. Then I'm gonna use the darker tone for the shaded areas. Now I want to give the chest more volume, so I'm gonna use the brightest tone again and just add more layers in these areas. Okay, and we'll finish up again with the darkest tone. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same process for the rest of the areas. Again, sometimes you might see me add some more layers to get more saturation. Sometimes you see me blend it more so we can have a smooth transition. So basically what we want to achieve is a uniform look, meaning one area will be colored in the same quality as the other area. We don't want to reach one area that is colored very well and another area that is colored poorly. Okay, and a quick note, again what I said before about the smooth transition, you can also use the colorless blender for that. Awesome, so once we are done with the torso, we can focus on the face. So if you've been watching Dragon Ball Super, you'll know that there's several animators that work on the series. Therefore, some of them color the characters in a different style. As you probably know, I prefer the oldest style, for example, of Yue Takahashi. It's much more detailed and have that awesome effect to it, and that's how I like to color as well. So first we are going to start again with the brightest tone, and we are going to fill this entire area. Next we are going to use the mid-tone. Now because the light will come from both sides because of his aura, the mid part of his face will be darker, but we are going to leave some highlight areas on the bumps above his eyes, the cheeks, the nose and the bottom lip. Next we are going to blend the colors a bit, and using the colorless blender again to create a smooth transition. Then we'll use the darkest tone for the darkest areas. And to finish up, we'll do some blending. Awesome, now we can color the eyebrows. I'm gonna use BO2 for that. And as you can tell, I went over the lines a bit. Now there is a great way to fix it. All you have to do is take the colorless blender and soak the ink to the nib. And it's fixed. Awesome, so now I'm gonna give more shade to the eyebrows simply by adding some layers. Next I'm gonna color the eyes, and I'm gonna leave a blank area to create a nice highlight. We'll add some shadow and blend it again using the colorless blender. Awesome! So now we can focus on his glorious hair. So as you know, in this state his hair is a bit darker. I'm gonna start with the brightest tone, BO2, and I'm gonna leave some blank areas again to create the highlights. Next we'll use the mid-tone, B26, and again if you want you can cover more areas with the shade. I prefer it a bit brighter because of the aura. Now there's a different method to color as well. You can start with the mid-tone and then use the bright tone. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the second method, and I'm gonna color the rest of the spikes. Once we are done with that, I'm gonna use a darker tone B39 and I'm gonna add some more shade. And to finish up, I'm just gonna use the colorless blender again. Awesome, so what I want to do next is add an amazing aura. I'm not gonna go over the steps in detail because I don't want this tutorial to be too long, but basically what I'm gonna do is pick 5 colors. I'll gradually add each one. I'm gonna blend the colors, add more layers to create more saturation, and then I'll do some more blending with the colorless blender. And if I'll need to, I'll do it again and again until I'm satisfied and reach a nice harmony with the colors. Then I'm gonna add all the tiny details like some dots of turquoise, some white dots, and to finish up I'm gonna color the background with the black color. That way the aura really sticks out. Okay, so I'm gonna let you enjoy the rest of the process and I'll say my final remarks at the end of the video. everybody! This is how you draw Vegeta beyond Super Saiyan Blue. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a like to support the channel. As for me, I gotta say I'm really happy with the results. I hope you guys learned something new today. If you want me to do more of these tutorials, make sure to spread the word, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.